Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you where I get a lot of my manga books from. It's a combination of places where you can get them new and used, so there's good variety here. Yeah, prices go from sub-retail to dirt cheap. We'll jump right into it. Kind of almost my preferred place of overall to get a good deal on manga is I go to rightstuff.com. The reason for that is that everything is in new quality. It's less than what you pay for in the bookstore, brand new. The thing that I've started using now is I go for their membership. I think it's like $80 and it lasts a year, and you get an additional discount on a lot of the items on top of the already really good prices that they can have on that website, especially when they're having sales and other events. Right Stuff is really good for buying new stuff or stuff that's still in print, stuff they happen to have in their warehouse. You're not going to find every series on rightstuff.com. Sometimes you search for something that's a little bit older, something that's not one of the main bigger publishers, you're not going to find everything. Like I got Love Hina here, and I could not find these books on rightstuff.com because I bought this set used, but I was missing one book, and so I had to go on Amazon, find the one book I was missing out of this set. I was missing volume 11. Right Stuff didn't have it. I had to buy it off Amazon. And I'll go into my next one right off that. Amazon is another great place to get books because they typically have pretty much anything you can find. They'll have everything on Amazon. You can typically Google any manga series that's ever been in print, and you'll probably find it on all sorts of websites, whether it's some random reseller out there, eBay, or a website like eBay, or Amazon. But Amazon is usually big enough, and they focused on books a long time ago to the point where you can find pretty much anything that's ever been print on Amazon, and usually in good or used quality. They'll have a combination of both. Usually I notice that books on Amazon don't ship as fast because they have to come from wherever they're coming from. It's not like if it's an older series that they're going to be coming from usually a third-party seller anyway. They're not going to be 2-day shipping. And you're not always going to find a complete series on Amazon either. That's why I like Right Stuff, because you can, if they do have it, they're going to have pretty much the entire series. You can, as long as it's in stock, you can get it. Next, here's a tip on where I don't like buying. Not that I don't like buying books there, but a place that's not as good as comparison as some of these, and that's Barnes & Noble with the membership. You get 10% off, your purchase, which 10% isn't a whole lot. 10% is you spent $100 and you save $10. And that, you have to spend $100 to make back your membership, and you have to spend so much money to make back the membership that if you don't go there all the time every week buying a bunch of books of all varieties, it's not necessarily going to be worth it. So usually I did have the Barnes & Noble membership for a little while, but then COVID hit, and then I haven't stepped foot in a place a full 12 months. I didn't go inside of Barnes & Noble, so I kind of, felt like I didn't really need the membership anymore, even if you could buy online. So that's one place I don't recommend to try getting deals. You're going to buy stuff regular price. It's not always bad to buy stuff at full price. I pay full price for most of my manga. I do like going to Barnes & Noble and just walking around picking stuff up off the shelves. It's the place where you can actually, that's the advantage of actually shopping in a physical store, is you can pick up something, you can sample it, you can read a little bit before you take it home with you. The quality's good because it's only been on the shelf for a little while, hasn't been beaten up. But yeah, I don't necessarily recommend trying to look for deals in the Barnes & Noble membership. It's not good enough of a deal unless you're really buying from Barnes & Noble almost on a weekly basis. And then if you like going there, picking up a couple books here and there, like going to the Starbucks, drinking coffee every day or whatever, if you're not going to Barnes & Noble on a regular basis, it's probably not worth it. And a great place to get books is a used bookstore, whether it's half-price books, a mom-and-pop bookstore, if they have manga there, or any kind of like a collectible trade-in type place. That's where I got my Love Hina collection, was actually at the local video game store, because they happen to have some manga there, and they typically do get trade-ins for a complete series of something, and it's a pretty good place to get some manga. If I think I got the Love Hina set. Other than the one volume I had to go hunt down myself, I got them for like $3.99 each, and so across it was 13 books. It's a pretty good price. So, plus you can always trade in your stuff there if you didn't like it, or you can bring it back when you're done reading it. You could try selling it back to them, or you read a few books of something, don't like it, you can sell it off there. So even if you buy something for full price and then sell it back to like half price books, you get a couple dollars back for, your investment, and you can maybe trade in for something else. Not terrible, not a bad idea. Next, it's not a bad place to buy manga, and it's really not a bad idea at all, and that's at conventions. I usually go to 2 or 3 conventions a year, and I'll usually pick up a couple books and a couple anime while I'm at a convention. But the thing is, when I go to a convention and I'm walking down the vendor halls, and these can sometimes be massive vendor halls, I'm not really interested in buying manga at a convention because I can buy manga every other day of the year. I go to conventions and I usually buy artwork and stuff that you can only find at these conventions and stuff. And I spent a lot of time talking with some of these guys that sell anime and manga at these conventions because sometimes they're really cool dudes. But I'm not really interested in buying manga when I already spent a bunch of money on my pass ticket, on the hotels, and just getting to the place. So usually buying single or a couple volumes of manga or a season of anime isn't really on my to-do list when I go to conventions. So in that case, I usually don't spend a lot of money on books and stuff at conventions, because I want to spend my money at other places, whether even if it's like good restaurants, or artwork you can only buy there, or sometimes you find some really good figures. Usually you find stuff you can only get at conventions sometimes, but I'm not looking for physical media usually at conventions. I want other stuff. And another thing about the used bookstores is that they're great because sometimes you can find complete sets, but obviously being a single store, you're at the mercy of what they have in stock. The condition of books that they're in, sometimes at used bookstores you'll have just absolutely the worst quality of books you've ever seen. Again, with the Love Hina collection I have, I love that series a lot now that I'm almost finished reading it. But as a whole, it is some of the worst quality in condition set of books I have in my collection now. And I'm seriously debating whether I want to maybe trade these in, sell them myself, or rebuy the series in a newer condition just because I like the books enough. It's something that I'll probably just keep for a while, but in the back of my head, it's going to get harder and harder to find that series because I'm pretty sure not really going to be in print anywhere. I couldn't find on Right Stuff. But that's definitely one thing you have to worry about if you're buying used, for sure, is definitely the quality. It doesn't matter where you're getting it from, because even online you can find some rough books when you only have the picture of the cover art. So buying used is always a risk because sometimes you get some really atrocious quality pretty much basically leftovers from someone else, and maybe they're not as a hardcore collector and they don't really treat their books as well as maybe some of us do. And if you're trying to find a certain set of books, just Google it, and it might take you to somewhat random website out there. And you never really know what you're getting on these websites. Sometimes they're just some store runs its own website and sells stuff off of there. Sometimes it's eBay or an eBay knockoff kind of style website. But sometimes you can find some good deals. Sometimes you get a really good cheap book, but buying in bulk isn't necessarily easy to do on these sites. So when it comes to buying in bulk, that's typically what I want to do when I'm trying to look for a good deal, because I'm trying to find an entire set. And definitely used bookstores are best at that because they'll have an entire set of whatever. Someone will probably have traded in an entire collection of something. That's where I got my Naruto set. I literally every volume of Naruto, and now I have that in my collection. It literally increased my collection by 70 plus volumes in a single purchase, and it wasn't even that expensive. It was $100, and I got and I increased my manga collection by a fraction. On WriteStuff.com is really nice because you can add a bunch of stuff to your cart. You can go find a series. You can add every book they have available. Recently, there's been a lot of stuff out of stock or coming back into stock, so it's been kind of rough a little while for Right Stuff. But as long as what you're buying on Right Stuff isn't the current really new hot stuff out there, you should be able to find it in stock if they have it at all. And that's usually a great place to get it. So those are my best places to get good cheap manga. Just buy in bulk, and I think the Right Stuff membership is actually pretty well worth it if you buy enough manga on a regular basis, kind of like I do. Every once in a while, usually every 6 months, I swing back and forth between my hobbies. So right now I've been into a lot of video games, and probably before Christmas I'll probably be back into manga again, since I won't be going outside as often. It's hard to get, staying indoors or whatever. So that's my set. I like my stuff. like this video, whatever, blah blah. See you guys later.